Hi, welcome to Wednesday. First of all, before I get started on the Christmas letters, I wanted to tell you that on the 21st of December, Jupiter and Saturn are going to be so close to Earth that it's going to look like a huge, huge, bright star. You can be able to see it with your eyes. You don't need a telescope. This is known as the Christmas Star of Bethlehem because apparently this was the same place it was when on Christmas Day when Jesus was born. So it's the 21st. You can see it a little bit a couple of days before and a couple of days after. The last time this was seen was 800 years ago in 1623. So it's pretty cool. For those of you who are around in this area, this Saturday, the 19th, I will be at the Goddess Elite. I'll be there from 1 in the afternoon till 4. The store will be there, so if you're looking for Christmas gifts, and of course Melissa's Goddess Elite has all kinds of nice stuff in it. Also, for those of you that are still ordering stuff from the store, please, please, please get your order in as soon as possible. The post office is horrible. It's taking forever to get stuff. I think a lot of the stuff isn't going to show up till after Christmas, but we are having a special, only $3.99 for the month of December for shipping. These stories that I'm going to tell you about today all are real. They all came in. I was not at any of these houses. They just wrote what happened in their lifetime during Christmas. And they're interesting. Next Wednesday, we'll be doing Christmas letters again, but those letters are going to be houses that I went to. So we'll be able to see what they thought and then what was actually there. But it's just good to know. I think a lot of people go through this stuff. They just don't realize it. Okay, this one is from Annie, and she actually lives in Ohio. When we were children, at Christmas time, we would string popcorn for decorations on our Christmas tree. It was a great family time, and our dog would sneak popcorn off the string. We would tell him no, but he still did it. It was cute. In the fall, the dog died. That Christmas, we were stringing our popcorn, and it felt like the popcorn at the end of the string was being pulled. Felt like the same way that when our dog was alive. And my mom said, it probably snagged on the carpet. Don't be silly. Well, then Mom sat down on the sofa with us to string popcorn. She felt the tug, and we all saw a piece of popcorn come off the string about 2 inches off the floor. It only happened the first Christmas after he died, but it made all of us feel good he was still with us. Absolutely could happen. Absolutely. We're from Georgia. And this is Missy. We're from Georgia, and every year we had to pick pecans for our Thanksgiving and Christmas pecan pies. My grandmother lived with us, and she always felt her pecan pie was the best ever made. As she got older, and we got older, the pie making sort of went downhill, but we ate it anyway, not to hurt her feelings. Right after Thanksgiving one year, she died. It was a quick but a peaceful death. We all decided no pecan pie. Not this year. Pumpkin pie. Grandma wouldn't allow us any other kind of pie except pecan, so it was going to be a treat to get pumpkin. 3 days before Christmas, I went out the back door, and on the steps was a pile of pecans, enough for a pie. None of us could figure out who did it. We said maybe Grandma. Even though none of us believed it was her, we laugh about it now, but Grandma never picked pecans, so it couldn't have been her. Mom made 2 pumpkin pies the day before Christmas. My mom brought the pies out for dessert after the dinner. On each pie were 3 or more pecans still in their shells. Then we all felt guilty that we didn't make pecan pies. I guess Grandma got her message across. Cute. My aunt and uncle raised me from the age of 4. Auntie loved Christmas. This is from Candace in New York. Auntie loved Christmas. She made homemade ornaments. Some were very pretty, others were okay. When I was 22, my aunt died in the spring. My uncle was still active and doing good. I was still living with him. When Christmas was coming, I asked, "Do you still want to put up a tree?" He said, "Oh yes, your aunt would feel awful if we didn't." We set up the tree and decorated it. Some of the ornaments that weren't so nice I put on the back of the tree. I even got a box of new sparkly ornaments to fill in. After the tree was done, Uncle said, "Very pretty, but it doesn't look anything like your aunt's tree." But I liked it. The next morning I came downstairs and went to the kitchen, and Uncle was drinking his coffee and said, "What time did you come downstairs last night, and how long did it take you to redo the tree?" I said, "What are you talking about?" And I went to the living room, and the tree looked exactly like my aunt's every year. The not-so-pretty ornaments were in the front. All my new sparkly ornaments were gone. They were nowhere around. I really thought Uncle did this, but he swore he did not. After Christmas, we took the tree down, and we were putting everything in storage, and there was the box with my sparkly new ornaments. My uncle turned white. After that happened, I knew for sure he didn't do it. There was no way he would have turned that white if he didn't know that Auntie had come back and put the tree up the way she wanted it. This one is from Ramona in Michigan. My father was not a nice person. He really didn't like people, was rude and gruff. He barely liked me or my brother. We never did understand why Mom married him, because she's just the opposite. Christmas was bare, a tree, no lights. Could burn the house down. A few homemade ornaments. Mom made us most of our gifts, which were special to us. The tree went up 2 days before Christmas and taken down 2 days after Christmas. We actually didn't even have a special Christmas dinner. Mom and Dad didn't have any close relatives or friends, so it was just a regular day. Dad had a heart attack on his birthday in February. He was 50. He died. And we were in our mid-teens now, my brother and I. In December, Mom said, "We are going to have a bright, happy Christmas from now on." My brother and I were so surprised. Finally, our house at Christmas looked like my friends' houses. On the way to midnight mass, we were talking about Dad and saying he's probably really angry the way our decorated house looks like now. Mom said, "Don't worry about it. He's at peace now. Let's just enjoy the way it looks now." On our way home, we heard sirens. The closer we got to our house, the louder it was. Our house was on fire. There wasn't much left after the fire. All the Christmas decorations and most of the house were gone. A couple of days after the fire, we were in the house trying to see what we could save. In my mom's bedroom, a mirror was on the floor. In the ash and soot was printed, "I said no." Guess he made his point. I was the youngest of 4 children, the only girl. My oldest brother was 18 years older than me, then 16 and 14. Dad always called me the Oops baby. Dad had a big old 1960 Cadillac, the one with the fins, big fins. He would never let my brothers drive it. The car was his baby. They weren't even allowed to take it to the prom. When I could drive, I never asked to drive it because it was a boat. I never wanted to get behind the wheel. Christmas after Dad died, we all went to my mom's house for Christmas. Between wives, children, grandchildren, there were about 25 of us. My two older nephews, 16 and 17, were outside and went poking around in the second garage, which was a storage garage, and saw the old caddy. The 17-year-old just got his driver's license and begged my mom, his grandmother, for the keys to take it for a drive. She said absolutely no. My brother asked my mom what was she going to do with the car. She didn't answer. About an hour later, my brother said, well, at least let me start it up. I'll see if the battery works. My three brothers went outside to the garage. They all tried to start the car. They messed with the battery. It would not start. It wouldn't even turn over. They all tried. It didn't work. We were all sitting around watching the kids play and relaxing after dinner, and my brothers started up again with my mother about the caddy. Mom said, you know, when Dad was in hospice, he wrote out who got what. He was fair. You all got what he wanted you to have. I don't think any one of you have any reason to ask for any more. Then she got real quiet. Your father wrote me a letter about things also, including the caddy. He wrote that this day would happen. He didn't know how soon, but he figured before a year was up, here we are at 11 months, that you and the kids, or here we are at 11 months, and he was right. The boys are asking for the car. I'll be watching over you and the kids and my baby, the caddy. I'll be watching when the boys try to start her up. It will not start for the boys, but it will start for Susie, my oops baby. It's hers because she never really wanted it. My brother said to my mom, show me the letter. She said, I wouldn't lie to you, but she did show it. And that is exactly what Dad wrote. My brothers started to see again if the car would start. And the one said, don't be crazy. The other brother said, the cables are loose. It won't. So we went out and I put the keys in. After 2 tries, it started. What a Christmas surprise. My brothers reminded me that I really didn't like it, so I should pick one of them and give it to them. I said no. If Dad wanted me to have it, I'll keep baby. And my husband was thrilled. I made a copy of the car off the internet. It's included. There's baby. And the last one. We live in Minnesota. It snows a lot for a long time here. On Christmas Eve, we were going to my in-laws for the family gathering. It had started snowing about 6 a.m. By 3 p.m., over a foot of snow. We had the main course, so we had to take our time and go. The snow had drifted, and we ended up in a pretty deep ditch. My 6-year-old daughter asked, are we dead? Because when you looked out any of the windows, all you could see was snow. No one was hurt. Actually, it really never felt like we went down even an embankment. Of course, no cell phones at that time, and all of a sudden, a horn is blowing, and some guy is yelling, are you okay? I said yes. He said, "Hold on, I'll get help. My name is Chris." About 45 minutes later, a tow truck showed up and eventually they got us out. We were all okay, the car was fine, nothing was even dented, everything was good. The tow truck driver said that if that guy hadn't called and gave them the exact location, we wouldn't have found you guys for days. It ended up snowing another 2 feet. The car was totally covered by snow. The tow truck drivers asked, "Did you see this guy, the one that yelled at you?" I said, "No, he just yelled his name was Chris and he'd get help." It was weird. Over the last few years, when a vehicle is in trouble on one of the highways, we get a call with the exact location of where the problem is. Nobody has ever seen Chris, just his name. I said, "He saved Christmas for us." We started talking about it over Christmas Eve dinner. We decided it was St. Christopher, the patron saint of drivers. He helps anyone he could. Dan from Minnesota. Things happen at holidays that people just have to believe your relatives do come and visit you, even if they only come in your dreams. So just, keep your nice stories that happened and have a really nice Christmas. And next Wednesday, which is the Wednesday before Christmas, again, we'll be doing letters, but these are going to be letters from people that I went and did their houses. I was surprised that many people that I did their houses even remembered, let alone wrote. So talk to you next Wednesday. Be safe. Have a good week.